Hey guys! Today I'm going to show you how I curl my hair. It's the most requested topic of 7 years of blogging questions that I get from readers, and so I'm finally going to show you. The method is the same whether my hair is this length or longer or shorter. I do it the same way. The only thing that changes is the curling iron size. And today I'm using a 1-inch curling iron, and if it's a little bit shorter, I use the same thing. And if it's longer, I just use a bigger curling iron. It helps just create a better looking curl for longer hair. And I use a curling iron with the clasp. I've never tried the wand, and this works great for me, so I don't really see the benefit in learning to use a wand because I like the way this looks. I do use a curling or a flat iron to curl my hair sometimes, but that's a very different look, more like beach wavy. So I can show you that if you guys are interested as well. But today I'm showing you how I do it with a curling iron. And I'm obviously starting with dry hair, but if you know you're going to be curling your hair, these are must-haves. Let's see, here's the front. That's the front. You just need some sort of styling cream in your hair. So this is a heat protectant, which is really important so you don't fry your hair and frizz it out and destroy it. And then this is a styling cream. This is Rusk Wired. I use this on my wet hair. And it's also great on dry hair for kind of giving it texture. And they both last forever. They're like $30, but they last like a year. So make sure that you have something in your hair, blow dry it, and then you want to start with completely dry hair. If you try and curl on like damp hair, you're going to fry it. Don't do it. This also works great if you have leftover hair. So you did your hair yesterday, and you wake up and you're like, oh, this kind of looks okay. You can curl on top of it, and it works really great. But you want to, again, make sure that you have something in your hair to help hold the curl. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just using a little elastic Invisibobble, and I do it layer by layer. If you have little hair clips, that works great too. So here's the key that I think is the biggest difference of when people try to curl their hair. You're going to grab it at the top. Don't start at the bottom. Grab it up near your scalp and then turn it away from your face. And then just twist it, and you're still holding it vertical, and then pull it straight down. And you got a curl. So you go all the way around. And you don't have to get every piece. So again, up by the scalp, turn and twist. Especially if you just blow dried your hair, it's gonna look pretty good. So you don't need to grab every piece. And if you miss some pieces, it gives a little bit more unstructured look, which I like. And you can always touch it up at the end. So this is honestly about how fast I go. Just grab. And if I'm doing this like by myself, I would curl a layer, and then I would put on like my makeup and let it cool, or just do something else to let each layer cool. That's not totally essential, but I like to do that for 2 reasons. Again, up by the scalp, turn away. I like to let it cool because it helps the curl hold a little bit better. It'll stay in place, versus if you happen to mess it up when you're doing the next layer and you grab it, it's going to pull the curl out and it won't hold as well. And then also, you don't want to curl on top of warm hair. So if you are curling the second layer and you happen to grab a piece underneath that you just curled, anytime that you're curling over warm hair, you're more likely to fry your hair. Like, just be kind, be gentle. So if you pick up a piece and you go to curl and it doesn't work well, let your hair cool before you try it again. So, and in the back, you kind of just have to pick up pieces. I don't have a mirror behind me, so I kind of just grab it. I'm like, I can see that one looks sort of straight. Oh, that one's curled. So yeah, it looks weird, but just leave it. Don't touch it. And then you just keep going. I naturally have straight hair, so, and I'm really lucky it's not that frizzy or anything. So if you do have some little frizz in your hair that you need to work out, maybe just use a paddle brush to dry it a little bit smoother. But I don't know. I've never curled any other hair besides my own, so I don't know. And I don't spend a lot of time blow drying it if I'm curling it the same day I'm blow drying. Again, see this? I just rough blow dry it. Use a paddle brush to kind of lift some volume in it and help it dry. But I don't use a round brush or anything. If I wanted a lot of volume, I might, but for just day-to-day, yeah, not worth it. Ooh, gosh, that was dangerous. So one thing I want to point out is there's a little bit of hair poking out at the end. Do you see that? And the reason I do that is I think it gives a little bit more of an unstructured curl. You see that poking out? Which I like. You don't want it to be too perfect. And having the ends kind of stick out gives it a little bit of straightness at the end, which I like. So again, you kind of lift and grab. Okay, so now that I'm getting into the top layer, this is where I usually spend a little bit more time to make it look good. So, grab this, curl away from your face. So the smaller the amount of hair you grab, the less amount of hair you grab, the tighter the curl is going to be. And if you grab a bigger piece, it's not going to create a tight curl. So if you have issues where you feel like it just won't hold the curl, rather than grab like a big chunk, like you never want it a ton, grab a smaller piece. It might take you a little bit longer, but in the long run, it'll take you less time because you're not going to be recurling and recurling. Try not to leave it on there too long either, so you don't burn your hair. Okay, so this is where I get a little bit more cautious. Grab. You can hear my curling iron squeaking. That's how old this thing is. And I think one of the other keys that really helps with the look is pull it straight down and then kind of twist it back while it's warm. And that'll help it stay in place a little bit more. Let's see, grab the top. And once I get it all curled, I usually grab a hand mirror just to see if I'm missing any pieces in the back. Okay, let's see, there's a little tiny piece. Okay, let's look at it. Grab it. Okay, see, this is where I can see there's a straight piece. I'm gonna grab it, spin around. This is what it looks like when you finish. Not so great. Let it cool completely and don't touch it. Just like kind of chill, like finish your makeup, go get dressed. You can tighten up these ends at the bottom if you want. If you happen to see like a piece that's kind of tucking under, one thing that helps make it look a little bit better is just grab it and flip it out. I don't like the pieces tucking under and pointing towards my neck. I think it looks weird. So there's a couple things that I use to kind of hold it in place. The first, oh, wait for it, is sea salt spray. This works great for like a messier look. If you want something that's a little bit more polished, use a pomade, or you can even use the wired. And for the sea salt, what you do is shake it up and then spray it away from your face, like away from your hair. You need like 12 inches. I'm going to show you the more polished one. And then you're just going to like crunch it up when you do it, once you put in the sea salt. So pretend I just sprayed, yada yada. Now, if you're doing the cream, the pomade, this is a little bit more advanced, which is what I'm going to show you. So do a little bit on your hand, more or less depending on how long your hair is. And then make sure you rub it all over your hands like you're applying lotion. And then start crunching it up. It's gonna look crazy. And then start running your hands through it and kind of grab the hair as you do it. And then you can do a little bit more, but this will give it more of like this is what I do if I'm having like a nice dinner, because it holds it together a little bit better and doesn't have as many flyaways. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I do use a hairspray. Use an aerosol. crunch as I go. Let's see. And voila. What do we think? This piece is bugging me a little bit, so what I would probably do is snag it. And I would recurl it. So yeah, then you can just kind of touch it up. But that is it. I hope you guys find this useful. It takes practice. Just keep trying it over and over, and you will get it eventually. Talk to you guys later.